It's good to see you. You know how this works. Seeing you. It's nice to be back. Toehider, daddy issues. Now I got some lyrics up in the background. I'm gonna try to go along. I got some of my own daddy issues today. My dad's going in to get a big shot in his spine to kill the pain, which I don't think is going to kill the pain. This is like the sixth time he's done it. And it hasn't worked yet. But I digress. I don't think it's going to be about my dad. Let's find out what it's going to be about.
Carrying burdens and staring at nothing, a tap on the shoulder.
All right, real upbeat to start. I'm just saying. If they're, I'm curious what these daddy issues are. I bet they're something.
Carrying burdens and staring at nothing, a tap on the shoulder. You're too young to get it, just play with your toys, I'll explain when you're older. The cradle and catman, enough of the chafing, I get it, it's ample. You think you can teach, so you teach what you think, but they learn by example. She keeps to herself and she rarely contributes, you're under the table. And she carries the weight of the world that surrounds her, she's willing and able. It's just a suggestion, to take it as gospel. Took them outside to gaze at the clouds with such fascination. I can see trees that looks like a car, a surge of creation. People will take the stuff just because they have no real imagination. Try to speak openly, exercise patience, spark conversation. So part of me wants them to turn out like me and be scared of the devil. And part of me wants them to seek out adventure, be not so damn careful. It's just observation, don't take it as gospel. What if all I do amounts to nothing? I can't write it off and start again. And all I don't do accounts for something, accumulated blame. Carry the blood down, the older's a liar, the uncle's a user. The mother's irrational, father's incompetent, scatterbrain loser. Inherently take on the traits and mistakes whom they're exposed to. Try hard to influence, set a good path, do as you're supposed to. So deep, so heavy inside them. Supposing you spare them the nightmares and spiders and sit down beside them. I want to forget more, but I always remind them. What if all I do amounts to nothing? I can't write it off and start again. And all I don't do accounts for something. Just write it out across the sky. And I know you blame me for something, like nighttime blames the sunrise.
Oh, the kind of funky change. Oh, this is very good. Now I'm just kind of trying to take it all in. But I do think, it makes me think of one reaction just the other day. We're only as good as our one best try, and I don't think that was. I think that was. I can't remember. Don't quote me on that. Hey, don't take it as gospel. It's just a memory. There's some cool stuff in there. I might actually have to take a. Yeah. So I really like this part, the whole not like inspired by, more what if all I do amounts to nothing? I can't just write it off and start again. And I like that. I like the idea, right? The literal Well, yeah, I can't write it off if I've never written the story. And I think what I'm trying to remember was in the Night Wish. I think it was in the last stuff, a story of your life. If it amounts to your fifth place finish, you won't be able to. Oh, it could be Arcane Gel, and the name escapes me, but it basically means how would you write the short Cliff Notes version of your life to sell yourself on an application or for an apprenticeship or some sort of position. And if there's nothing there, you can't write draft 2. And sometimes the rework, the re-edit, the second time through, you nail it. So, I mean, I sort of very much like where it takes me, not that that idea exists and can take people there. It sucks, man, if you sit around and you've accounted for nothing your whole life, and then you realize, hell, I can't start over because I never started in the first place. Damn. Then, you could accumulate a shit ton of blame. I'm just following along here. I don't, exceptional, great art. I really, that thing, it fit right in. It was like, that could go up anywhere. I realized when I was uploading pictures, thumbnails, I think this is like Toehider 5 or 6, It's not about the clicks or the views. Hey, anybody who's a fan, I do appreciate you. And I think the whole point is appreciating that. Not the picture, the music. Picture is probably subjective, I just think it's cool as hell. I'd smoke weed with her. I mean, not that I'd push her on her daddy issues, but I'm saying, look, hey, got these mushrooms. They've got to do something. I'm positive this lush, swampy area will grow some just stank-ass kind. Come on. Let's go. Oh, yeah, no. Actual music-wise, we're going to go back a bit because it comes off, I don't know if it's like a chorus. It kind of feels like a chorus, but there's so much so many places that he takes us into music that, the verse, chorus, pre-chorus, outro, solo, the bridge, this, that, I don't know. There's just a shit ton of parts. We want to get to where it kind of transitions into the funky part. Out across the sky, and I know you blame me for something. At nighttime blames the sunrise. A day's work, it's taking forever, but just do an hour. I'm just saying, just from, it's like a great ride. Who doesn't like a jump scare in their horror, a big drop on their roller coaster, or a abrupt change in their progressive metal.
And you're too young to realize I'm too.
Oh, wait, it could be some people terrified of all those things. I have no idea why we're spending any time together, but they could exist. And if you're here, I'm sure there's a group. You could conquer those demons. Effort. You could get it.
Too young to realize I'm too old to see. All in a day's work, it's taking forever, but just do an hour. Stuck with the dragon, the princess of promise, and ivory towers. The message is mixed, inconsistently fixed, they don't need the confusion. The lessons are tangled and tight, but at least it creates an illusion. They don't make them good anymore like they used.
Yeah. I'm just having my own personal issues. It's not lit though. I admit I still smoke like a chimney, unfortunately. I decided I shouldn't smoke in every reaction anymore. Being I had some issues. And then it creates the illusion. I'm a liar either way. The truth is I'm a fucking smoker still. I'm going to work on the health aspects as I can. But I've been you do what you got to do. Oh, I needed that. Got to be honest. And I just don't see an easy out for another 9 minutes. You just got to be honest there. Yeah.
They built to be thrown out.
So,
with minds on the
okay. Yeah, because I got to go back. I was kind of having my own personal.
Towers. The message is mixed, inconsistently fixed. Too young to realize.
I was so caught up into changing the music and the nicotine addiction that I suffer from that I totally missed the lyrical content in the funky change part.
I'm too old to see. All in a day's work, it's taking forever, but just do an hour. Stuck with the dragon, the princess of promise, and ivory towers. The message is mixed, inconsistently fixed, they don't need the confusion. The lessons are tangled and tight, but at least it creates an illusion. They don't make them good anymore like they used to, they're built to be thrown out. With minds on the game, we switch on, we switch off, we sit back and we zone out. Memories trigger, we fall and figure. What if all I do amounts to nothing? I can't write it off and start again. And all I don't do accounts for something, accumulated blame. What if all I try amounts to nothing? I can't just write it out across the sky. What if all I do amounts to nothing? 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 And what if all I do amounts to nothing? 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 And what if all I do amounts to nothing? And what if all I do amounts to nothing? And what if all I do amounts to nothing?
Now, I usually hard on that kind of ending, but I think that actually was powerful. Now, I have a story that's been stretching for shit almost 3 years on YouTube. So I know if I wanted to cash it in, uh, wrong. That's probably a Freudian slip. Trash it, start over. I at least have something to rewrite. Now I'm long past that. Uh, I realize, if I could do all the things I wanted to the first time, there would be no little blue book sitting there. There'd be no years of addiction. There'd be no felony charges. Uh, being of a addictive personality and willing to, disobey rules. Going along with the flow wasn't really on my list. I'm not sure it amounted for anything positive, but it amounted to a lot. Charges, addiction. Oh man, the cost of being a junkie ain't cheap. I don't know about street level. I know about functioning, working, paying for it all. I've done that equation a few times, and you look back and you're like, holy shit, it didn't account for nothing. It bought my fucking dealer a couple cars. Yeah, so now I would highly recommend a better storyline. Because when you get swept up in the moment and you're like, hey, I lived. I don't know how well I lived. And not all the stories are worth retelling. Some of them could use a rewrite or two. You say you're in a position to start the best story arc of your life. Do it well. Make it well worthy of the adventure. If I'm, taking the other side of all this, don't take it as gospel. It's just observations. It's just suggestions. Toehider, daddy issues. Hopefully my brother will tell me everything went fine and we'll get him home and I'll see him tomorrow. So I had my own daddy issues. I figured what a way to start the day. Worked. Now it looks like we got, after dealing with our daddy issues, I might, slip on some Demon Hunter and stare into the black stained glass of reflective ideas. And peering through there, I realize, man, life ain't fair. But life is funny, like the Rant tune we're going to check out. And sometimes if I look even farther, possibly floating out there in the flotsam and jetsam of lost dreams and memories, the gates of hell. Ooh, scary. But I also have really been enjoying Avenged Sevenfold, and they got a track that could possibly save me. Sorry. That would have been thinking about that for a bit before I pushed record. And hey, it came in under 20 minutes. That's fantastic. Long-winded, ranty a-hole. That would be my daddy issues. I got lectured instead of beat. Yeah, it didn't really hurt us. But man, could he lecture like you wouldn't believe. All twisted and wrapped up in a tight little package to create the illusion that you're the Joneses and everybody else is keeping up when, you were just, farm hands on a hobby farm of one man's own design. Weird! Oh, daddy issues suck, don't they? But not the song. Song was fire. Later.